Well, first things first, the cabin of the Verna is the best in terms of the quality. The quality is very consistent right across the cabin, the top of the dashboard, the small switches here, the lower end of the center console, everything is made from high quality materials. The seats themselves are decent in terms of comfort, and this car really impresses in terms of the overall features list. Yes, you get one of the best features on any car in this segment. You get cool front seats, which is a big boon in the summers. You also get a cool glove box, which is another boon, and there's also a very nice touchscreen system here which has Apple's CarPlay and Android Auto. The gauges also look nice. Overall, this car's cabin feels very opulent, very upmarket, and it feels like you've spent good money on the car, and it feels like you spent it on the right car. You also get automatic headlamps as well as a host of other kit. Now let's see how good the backseat is. Well, in terms of the overall ambience inside the car, it is pretty good, but as you can see, knee room is slightly on the limited side. Headroom is quite okay because Hyundai has scooped out the roof over here, but yes, knee room is at a bit of a premium. So you're about 5'10", 5'11", you should be just about okay in these seats, but compared to some of the rivals, it is slightly behind. So if you want a car purely to be sitting in the back seat, then I'm afraid you'll have to look elsewhere. But the saving grace is that the seats themselves are very good in terms of comfort. The support for your under thighs is good, the support for the lower back is very good, and you also get big windows over here, which means that the cabin doesn't feel claustrophobic in the least. Overall, out of a score of 10, I'll give it a decent one of 8. Now let's see how big the boot on this car is. Well, talking about the boot of the Verna, it's a nice and square boot. It's a deep boot as well, and there's a very minimal amount of loading still over here, so you can easily load in those boxes. The aperture though is slightly on the smaller side, so if you have a big and heavy box with a geyser inside it or maybe an AC, that could be a bit of a trick to fill in, but otherwise it is quite okay for those large pieces of suitcase. Overall, I'll give the boot an impressive score of 9 out of 10. Well, so here I am driving the Hyundai Verna. If you call yourself a keen driver, if you call yourself someone who enjoys the thrill of driving, then the Verna is the car for you. It really does offer you a very engaging drive. The best part about the Verna is this steering wheel. It's a very direct steering wheel. It offers you good communication, but it's got the right amount of weight as well. It's not overtly heavy that you start feeling tired at the end of a long day, and neither is it too light that you will start feeling nervous when you take it out on the highway. What's also really nice about this car is its overall suspension setting. Now the suspension is slightly on the firmer side, but that said, if you do push this car in bends, because of that slightly firmer suspension, it just has much more confidence and offers you much more confidence when you're going up the highway as well. And you like driving this car at faster speeds because it just has that better grip. The one slight downside on the Verna though is its visibility. Now the visibility from the rear mirror is good and front visibility is also very good, but the visibility here is slightly at a bit of a premium because the glass at the back is slightly at an angle. Now what you'll also like about the Verna is its gearbox. It's got a slick unit, and even the automatic is a 6-speed automatic, which means that that gear shifts are really very smooth, very effortless, very silky smooth. The good point about the Verna is its shared driving dynamics. It's a brilliant car to drive. Yes, you'll enjoy driving this car no matter which speeds you're doing, no matter what kind of surface you're driving on. The steering wheel on this car is brilliant in terms of the feedback. It's the best steering wheel on any car in this segment, and the ride quality is also pretty good. It's not got the most comfortable ride because the suspension is slightly on the firmer side, but if you're someone who does a lot of highway speeds, then this is a great car for you because it offers you that kind of confidence which other cars, especially the City and CS, will not be able to offer when you're doing speeds in excess of 100 kph because of that firm suspension. It really does hug the road like a leash, and it definitely feels a whole lot more stable than your last girlfriend ever did, and it definitely feels more stable than the City and the CS on the open road. So that's a big advantage for people who do a lot of highway trips. The big advantage also for people who drive in the city is its light steering. Now the steering wheel might be light, but it's got a good amount of feedback in it, and it feels very accurate and is very precise as well. So yes, it's just a steering wheel which will put a smile. The gearbox also on both the manuals and diesels is really a class apart. It offers you nice and slick throws. The throws are also very short, and it's just a snickety snick gearbox. You'll simply enjoy using it all day long. Now choosing between the diesel and the petrol engine options on this car, what you'll really like is that both of them are huge in terms of refinement. When you rev them, they remain largely quiet, and the diesel motor does suffer from a little bit of turbo lag. which is there in every other car in this segment. But the petrol is really good because it offers you decent fuel economy, it offers you good drivability, and it makes its power from the lower end in its rev band, which means that you can drive it easily inside the city on a daily basis. It's not a big fuss at all. So for people who like driving themselves, who drive a lot in the city, and who want a dependable, reliable, and no nonsense kind of car in the mid-size sedan segment, the Verna is definitely a very good bet. Now the Verna also comes with automatic gearbox options, and the automatics are also very good. They offer you very slick shifts, and they're very effortless to use because you can't feel, they're very jerk free, and as I just said, they offer you a 6-speed gearbox, which means that the flexibility of the engine is greatly enhanced. In fact, even the manuals are 6-speed units, which means that the flexibility of the engine on the highway is truly enhanced. When you're doing speeds in excess of about 100 kph, the engine is spinning at a relatively low 1800 RPM or 1700 RPM, which makes the cabin a nice and quiet place. In fact, if you're in the market for a diesel mid-size sedan, then I would recommend simply close your eyes and buy the Verna, because the diesel of this car is very fine. It's very quiet inside the cabin, and the cabin also feels very well isolated, so it just gives you a very premium and a very posh feel. And the ride comfort, as I said, is quite good. Yes, because it offers you slightly stiffened up suspension. Some of the badly patched roads can enter the cabin, so that's something which can be a little disappointing sometimes when you're driving up those sharp crevices, but for most of the part it remains largely comfortable inside the cabin.